A little delayed, but you know what it is. It's your boy, Will versus that human Will. I want to say I love you guys. I want to give thanks to the ancestors. I want to give thanks to you guys for watching, and I definitely want to give thanks for being here right now. Now, just now, just now, just now, just now. I love me. But what I want to speak on today really is just it's the usual. My daemons, my peeps, my people, my viewer. It's just self-reflection, and I was listening to some David Goggins, and he was going in on like what people aren't self-reflecting. The thing I realized that I've actually been running from since I've gotten newly established in my life, like discontinuing my relationship with a unique young woman, and then getting my own apartment, taking care of my vehicle, making sure I have work, making sure I'm still able to talk to my family. It's like I haven't allowed myself that time, you feel me, to just slow down. I'm still on go, but at the same time it's like I'm burning myself off. So I'm in this weird in between where I don't feel like doing anything, and feeling like I really need to go do some shit. So then at the same time I find myself doing stuff half-assed, and that's not really feeling that shit needs to die. And I'm listening to that, like it's been in the back of my mind, but really looking at it, it's because I really haven't taken the time. I've been ignoring my me time, my self-care when it comes to self-reflection, so I can just sit there and just let everything out. How I feel, how I have felt, where I was, and how far I actually am now. So how can you celebrate one of those milestones of where you've made it in your life when you haven't even sat down to look, just look at it. Look at it! I want you all to look at it! But I realize I've been doing that to myself, so reflecting is just, I'm proud of myself. I'm happy. I'm excited because I know as I continue to grow, it just means it's just more opportunities, more doors opening, more people coming into my perspective. My current challenge that I'm still not 100% sure how to hit that up, but I know I want to focus on this. It's my business, and I definitely want to focus on my YouTube channel. So I've been writing. I've been writing for years, but I've been taking all my notes, getting them together. There's some major ones I really cannot find, especially when it came to how I was thinking of structuring it, but I have some other ideas I was looking at for structuring it. But the way I want to release the information and the series and how I want to do it for you guys, because I want you guys to have this knowledge that I have cultivated within myself to share with you guys. This is my intelligence, because it's intel. It's coming from inside of me. It's what I've learned from my experience doing what I do. And I want to be able to present that to you guys so that way you can make better decisions in life choices. I also want to present to you different types of mind states. But I digress. Back to what I was originally talking about was, honestly, I'm really proud of myself. It's been a very challenging road. Like just letting go of a love that becomes an obsession, doing what you know is actually best for yourself so you can continue to move forward, and also being big enough to understand that it's what that person needed as well. Understanding that I did make a lot of mistakes and a lot of choices based upon emotions. That's why I'm very heavy when it comes to having your mind stable, having your mind clear the way you need it to be, because you need to be able to make clear and understandable choices for yourself to make sense. And the more you got yourself together, understanding this, there's going to be more people around you that you're going to affect. So you want to be able to make clear choices that are good for you, but are good for everybody. If you're in a group like that, you feel me? Or if you have children, or you're head of your household, you feel me? You're gonna have to start being able to take that information in without being so swayed by emotional attachments, by biasness on those things, and just allowing yourself to choose what really needs to happen, to be prepared for what can happen. And I find myself, I haven't allowed myself to just, I'm still running. It's like, even though my car is on neutral, I still got my foot on the gas, like, yeah. So, I just want to say, everybody, something like, reflection is great. I want you all to be able to sit down with yourselves and just reflect. And it doesn't always be like, oh, this bad shit, I gotta do better. Reflect on just how far you've come in general. You still alive, right? You still breathing. You still are able to do what you do. You're living on your own terms, because honestly, we all live on our own terms. It's what you're willing to accept, what you're willing to allow, saying the same thing. It's what you're willing to go through. You can say no. It might be a more difficult path. You can stand up for yourself. It might be a little more difficult because people gonna get their extraness into me and their feelings. But you determine this path, and it's not always about it. The biggest thing is like being like water and going with the flow, and even water and small drops. It's cool, but understanding us, what makes us greater than water, even though we are mostly water, is choice. And water doesn't necessarily have a choice. Water can be programmed. You can have it be so much more than what it is. You can make it healing. You can make it poison. You can make it Kool-Aid, soda. You can make it anything. Water can be frozen. It can become a gas. It's very malleable. It's changeable. It has different states. Just cool. But understanding that we're in this lower physicality where vibration is slowed down so much, where you have a physical form, understanding that you have consciousness, you have a mind, you have a spirit that animates this body. You need to have a sense of self and a mental and emotional maturity that allows you to make the best decisions for yourself and to continue forward and do what you need to do, because you, at the end of the day, have to be true and live your life. You have to live your life. Nobody else. Everyone else is a side character, and we're side characters in other people's stories. So I just want to take this moment to tell myself congratulations, good job, I love you. Walking away from situations can be very difficult. Trying to be as just as understanding and humble as possible, because we create our own situations, and even though it's both parties, and I was trying to do my best to just, it's not that you don't still love. It's not that for me, my story, I don't still love that person. They're a good person. It's just not for me, which is hard to accept. Sometimes it can be hard to accept when things aren't for you in the capacity that you wanted them to be. Sometimes it's like, ooh, could have been the best of friends, the best of times, worst times. But when you try to put something in a capacity that it's not meant to be in, it can fall apart, it can become really toxic. That's upsetting. And it's okay to admit that kind of stuff is upsetting, and it shows your growth, you know. But I just want to say, good job for taking care of yourself the best way you could, for handling the situations the way you did, for sitting down with yourself and making sure you're keeping your mind together enough to maneuver and do what you need to do for yourself, for making yourself vulnerable enough to communicate with your family and friends again, for making yourself vulnerable enough to open up to the possibility of new love and enjoying who you enjoy now. I want to say I'm proud of you. You got yourself a house, not a house. You got yourself a nice apartment. You got food in it. You got stuff on stock. So you got toiletries, toothpaste, clean water. You got everything you needed, and I love the feeling of contentment that comes with this is all me. You would think that would give you more confidence, but part of me is like, hey, how else could it be? Because and honestly, a preset in my mindset is that everything always gonna work its way out for me. It's just certain key aspects in my life that I just really want to work a certain way. Sometimes they're not meant to be that way, and that's okay. So I just want to take some time to say I'm proud of myself, and I want to lovingly release and let go of all this stuff I've just been sitting on. With my ex, how that played out, getting my place together, getting to see my family again, like more often, really feeling like myself, because I'm kind of goofy. At the same time, I'm actually quite serious, which is why I'm goofy a lot. I like to be happy. I enjoy thinking, but there's a point where you think too much. But I just want to take this time up to say I'm proud of me, and I hope that all of you are taking the time that you need to do some self-reflection and love yourself. You always say self-care, like, ooh, wash your face, you know, get your nails did, some shit, you know, you're lady, you know, get your car wiped down, you know, you got some new clothes, glossy, but like, you really need to work on your mental aspect, because your mind's really connected to your spirit and your consciousness and your heart. And the whole totality of you is your mind. Everything inside of you is holding memories. So you have to get that love back to yourself. Thank you for listening as we come together to defeat the true disease in this world, which is ignorance. I want to say I love you guys. I want to say have a blessed evening. Thank you for watching. Peace.